Agree. And honestly, your point lends me to one of my points, which I'll talk about, which is be genuinely curious. This is number 2 on the do's list. Be genuinely curious. So, right, you can ask really great questions, but people can tell if you just could not give a rip about the answer, right? But when you're actually engaged in the conversation, and you're genuinely curious, like that takes you to another level. And one of the people that I really follow a lot that I respect is Pat Flynn, and he actually has a podcast tutorial about asking questions, right? And he has these 4 different things. But one of the things he says is before you use any of these, like, be genuinely curious. So that lends itself, Dave, and I would just love to ask to like get your thoughts on this. Do you think that being genuinely curious almost lends you to a place where you can't do a podcast if you're not actually interested in the topic? Like you couldn't just start a podcast, right? Because right now it's a fad to start a podcast, right? It's like the thing to do to be a content creator. But if you're just creating a podcast for that reason, and you're like, well, I think this will be a good topic that I can make money with or something like that, but you're not genuinely interested, you're doomed to fail right away.
I fully agree. I mean, look, all of us know, you can think back even probably over the last several months of your life, and all of us can point out that you were in a conversation with somebody, and man, was that conversation uninteresting. I mean, you just knew that you were in a conversation with someone who's just talking to be impressive, or they're talking just to show that they are knowledgeable about something. Man, it's such a good point, Danny, that if you're not curious about your own topic,
yeah,
find another one. Really, please do find another one, because there's so many things in the world, and I guarantee that every one of you who's listening, you're passionate about something.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's something that when someone brings up a topic, it ignites your curiosity. I would even say this. I would not consider myself to be an expert in networking, but I have a passion for it because I see what it does for people. And so don't get caught up in trying to be an expert in something when you podcast. Let it be something that ignites your curiosity and sends you out there to learn more and to be somebody who develops as you go. Quite honestly, I would be way more interested in listening to somebody who is speaking from a place of passion and curiosity than a place of knowledge or expertise.
Yeah, that is so good. Like I love that so much. I think that's why I'm in the business I'm in, right? So I'm in the business of digital marketing, but one of the things about digital marketing is that it is such an expansive industry, right? I could probably spend the rest of my life learning about it and never learn everything, but I have a passion for it. And so every day it sends me out to learn more, to be better, to learn more. And the same thing with meeting like-minded people. I think that's one of the big things that I'm super passionate about. And so every time we've done a podcast episode, we've been able to attract people, right? This is our vibe, attracting our tribe. We've been able to attract people to come onto the show because they're like-minded. And when you're interviewing like-minded people, you're interviewing people with similar passions. Oh my goodness. Like, it makes it so much more meaningful. And at the end of the day, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, even if nobody who's listening, and this may sound selfish, we've grown tremendously through 6 episodes of this podcast.